Shortly after 9 o'clock this morning, one of our training unit members that was out here on the search detail located Nicholas, our victim, unfortunately deceased, right here behind where we're currently standing. To kind of put this in perspective, we're at Bathtub Beach. We're standing 5 miles south of where our victim went into the water, and unfortunately he drifted to this location and actually was inside of the bathtub here at Bathtub Beach. While we are extremely saddened that he did not survive, we are happy that we can bring some closure to the family, many of which are out here all night long with flashlights, walking the beaches, trying to find their loved ones. So again, while this is a horrific incident, we're thankful that we were able to bring closure and give them peace of mind. So with that, I'm happy to answer questions if you have any.
Chief, can you talk to us about throughout the night, that rescue operations? What were your deputies doing out there on the waters overnight?
So last night we had our helicopter, which was our primary search engine, flying the coast back and forth. Really, that's the only way with infrared and the searchlight where you can see into the ocean. It's pitch black out here at night, so we did have deputies on the beach with flashlights. That's almost a futile effort, but we still felt like we needed to do it. If it was any of our loved ones, we would expect the same, and we did have boats offshore. First thing this morning, they were ramped up with the four-wheelers and side-by-sides ready to go, and that's how we were successful this morning in locating our victim.
Chief, speaking of many of your loved ones, we know yesterday when you told us you have sympathy for yourself. This is a heartbreaking situation. How do you talk to me about this?
As a parent, I went home last night, I talked to my son, and I just thought, I can't imagine what the family's going through, knowing that their loved one is somewhere in this vast ocean, not knowing for sure that he had not made it, having some hope, but also being realistic. Just the emotional roller coaster is just traumatic. And we empathize and sympathize with them, and we're keeping the family in our thoughts and prayers as they process what they've had to deal with in the last 24 hours.
You talked a little bit about this prior to this press conference, but can you recap exactly at what point this had turned into a search and recovery and why?
Yes, so unfortunately yesterday we knew, based on different witnesses, that we were probably not going to be successful in rescuing our victim. Multiple witnesses gave the consistent story that they watched him go under, they stayed on point, and he never resurfaced. So just based on simple timelines, we knew that we were in the recovery efforts early on in the investigation yesterday.
Now, there's some crime scene investigators by one of the houses there. First part of my question, was he found right by one of those private houses there? And then the second part is, what are the crime scene investigators doing exactly as part of your official inquiry into what officially happened?
Yes, so the first part of the question is, where was our victim located? If you look behind me, the very first house that you see, the victim was located in the water straight to the east of that house. So our training unit members, our sergeant and our corporal, went out into the water and retrieved the victim from the water and brought him in the shore. Now, the other part of what we do here at the Sheriff's Office, we had the search and recovery side of it, and then we also had the investigative side of our operation, which consisted of interviewing family members, a girlfriend yesterday, trying to make sure there was no foul play, which we do not suspect, and determining cause of death. So now what we're doing is documenting the body, any trauma to the body, which there does not appear to be any from just face value looking at it. They're currently waiting on the medical examiner to come pick up the body, and the body will be taken to the medical examiner's office for a in-depth autopsy and then toxicology reports just to determine cause of death. You can never take the ocean for granted. The ocean has a mind of its own. Even strong swimmers yesterday could have gotten themselves in trouble. You have rip currents. You have just a shore pound, which we believe he got caught up in yesterday, just pounding. Again, I touched on the drift. Drift meaning he went in the water 5 miles north of here and he ended up here. So the odds yesterday were stacked against him, not being a good swimmer. The shore pound was pounding, and the drift between all those things, you can get yourself in trouble fast. And with the influx of tourists and people coming here, which we appreciate them doing, they still need to be mindful of the ocean and not take it for granted that it's just a happy pool that you can swim in.
You mentioned that other witnesses saw Nick, get caught in the rough surf. Another part that makes me think of is, just being there, there might be an urge to try and rescue someone, but that water is dangerous. Could people trying to rescue someone also put themselves at risk of getting caught in the surf by making that attempt?
They absolutely can. In fact, double drownings are not that uncommon, unfortunately, because you have one swimmer that goes in that can't survive. Then they go into rescue mode for themselves, and oftentimes they can drown a secondary rescue person. So while it's unless you're a proficient swimmer and you know how to rescue somebody, while it's extremely difficult to stand on the beach and watch somebody drown, you're better off sometimes to call 911 and let us try to come and do a recovery. Unfortunately, time was not on our side yesterday, and the people that were on the beach were not capable of intervening.
Just to confirm then, for Nick's situation, he did get caught in a rip current?
No, we don't. We're not speculating that necessarily. Yesterday, what I'm referring to is the shore pound. So the waves were coming in, and on the beach itself, we're just hammering on the beach, and they can knock you down and then pull you under and keep you under.
You mentioned he was in the bathtub. For viewers, readers unaware of this, not knowledgeable of this beach, can you explain what that means?
Yeah, so Bathtub Beach is it's called Bathtub Beach because there's a rock reef that runs on the outside of the bathtub, and we're standing on the inside of the bathtub. On low tide, it actually looks like a pool, and in the summertime it's a flat pool of water that people swim in as if it's a bathtub, and it is a safe place to swim. But again, the victim here bypassed a lot of rocks, a lot of obstacles on the bottom of the surf to end up where we are here. So it shows you how powerful the ocean is, and it shows you how complicated our task was of trying to anticipate and somehow figure out where our victim was going to end up.
When starting the search, was there a high likelihood that you may never have found him?
That was in the back of our minds. We have seen that here before where victims go in the water and we just cannot find them. We believe, though, based on where he went in the water, he wasn't on the outside, meaning on the outside of the breaks. We believe that we had a good chance of success here. But yes, I mean, those conversations take place in the background. That's our worst case scenario. You don't find the victim and you don't give that much needed closure to our deputies and then most importantly the family. Is that it? Thank you all. We again appreciate you all being in with us from the beginning to the end, and your support matters. Thank you.